There are two additional acceptable methods that may be used to account for acquired assets: the initial value method and the partial equity method. Both result in different balances. However, the final consolidated figures for all three of these methods are the same. The only three accounts that vary that are different with the three methods are the investment in the subsidiary, equity in the income of the subsidiary, and the parent's retained earnings account. The initial value method journal entries, if you recall, are that we record the cost of our investment and how we paid cash, the dividend income as dividend income. In the equity method we decrease our investment in Sun. In this one, we simply call it dividend income. There's no entry to recognize the equity in Sun's earnings, our share of Sun's earnings, and there's no entry to recognize excess amortization. So the investment account doesn't change. It remains at its initial value, hence the name. This is Exhibit 9 in the book. The initial value method, we're given, of course, the two companies' financial statements. We put them in worksheet format. SAIDE are consolidating entries. Work the same as we've always worked them. We get rid of the common stock, additional paid-in capital, and retained earnings of the subsidiary. We adjust all of the net assets to fair value at the date of that they're acquired, at acquisition date. This number is just a plug. It's simply the sum difference of these guys. Since we don't record equity, so we can't eliminate equity, we have dividend income instead of investment in the subsidiary, so we remove the dividend income and the dividends declared. So we had dividend income here and dividends declared here, so we remove those. And we put in the excess amortization. That was a check figure for me. We put in the excess amortization that needs to be put in, and we pull our numbers across. We acknowledge that net income goes to the statement of retained earnings. The ending retained earnings balance goes to the balance sheet. It's a question of practice. If you practice these enough, you shouldn't have any difficulty with them. They're difficult, they're technical, but if you practice them, they'll become much easier for you to work with.